Hello, I thought I would read you a story. It's called The Blind Men and the Elephant. Okay, and then another story I'll tell from memory. But I'm going to read this story because I like the pictures. Okay? Long ago and far away, there lived 6 blind men. Although these men could not see, they learned about the world in many ways. They could hear the music of the flute with their ears. They could feel the softness of the silk with their fingers. They could smell the scent of food cooking and taste its spicy flavor. This is a kind of old book of mine. Together they took care of their home and they were very happy. Then one day the blind men heard some exciting news that Prince had received a new elephant at his place. A new one, oh gosh. The blind men had heard of elephants, but they had never met one. They did not know what an elephant was like. Let us go to the prince's palace, said one of the blind men. Then we can find out what the elephant is really like. Off they went. It was a long walk to the palace. The blind men grew hot and thirsty, but they did not stop. They could not wait to touch the elephant. Finally, they reached the palace. A guard came to greet them. The blind men told him why they had come. Of course you may touch the elephant, said the guard. I'm sure the prince will not mind. The guard took the 6 men to the animal, which stood quietly in the garden. The first blind man touched the elephant's side. It's strong and wide, he thought. I think an elephant is like a wall. The second blind man touched the elephant's long, round trunk. Oh, it's just like a snake, he decided. The third man grabbed the elephant's smooth ivory tusk. Why, an elephant is as sharp as a spear. So the second man thinks it's a snake, and the third man thinks it's a spear. Let's see what the fourth man thinks. The fourth man held the elephant's leg. Fourth is also like saying number 4. The fourth man held the elephant's leg. He thought it was as round and firm as a tree. The fifth blind man held the elephant's ear. The ear was very, very big. The elephant flapped it gently. The fifth man laughed. It's just like a fan. It's just like a fan. The sixth man touched the animal's long, thin tail. An elephant is like a rope, he thought. It's like a rope. By now it was midday, but the sun burned hot in the sky. The guard took the 6 men over to the tall, shady tree. Why don't you rest here, he said. I will bring you some water. And while they waited, the 6 blind men talked about the elephant. No one told me that the elephant is like a wall, said the first man. A wall, said the second man. Oh no, it's like a snake. The third man shook his head. An elephant is clearly like a spear. What? The fourth man, an elephant is like a tree. The fifth man shouted. A wall is like a wall. A snake, a spear, a tree. You are all wrong. An elephant is like a fan. An elephant is like a fan. It just waves and air just blows. It's a fan. No, it's like a rope, yelled the 6 blind men. Yelled the six blind men. The sound of the angry voices filled the garden. And it was the sound of 6 blind men fighting about the elephant. A wall, a snake, a spear, a tree, a fan, a rope. A wall, a snake, a spear, a tree, a fan, a rope. A wall, a snake, a spear, a tree, a fan, a rope. Wow. All the noise woke up the prince. He had been taking the midday nap. Quiet, quiet, he called. I'm trying to sleep. We're sorry, said the blind man, but we can't agree on what an elephant is like. we touch the same animal, but to each of us, the animal's completely different. The prince spoke quietly. The elephant is a very large animal. Its side is like a wall. Its trunk is like a snake. Its tusks are like spears. Its legs are like trees. And its tail is like a rope. So you are all right, but you are all wrong. For each of you touched only one part of the animal. To know what an elephant really is like, you must put all of these parts together. The blind men thought ahead. The prince's words. They thought about the prince's words. They realized that he was very, very wise. No wonder he's the prince. I will tell you something else about the elephant, said the prince. It's a very good to ride on. Now, you will ride on it all the way home. And they were so excited. They were so excited, and they got on and they rode all the way home, the elephant. They said, he said, you both were right and you both were wrong, okay? Because they were looking at it from their own perspective, what they saw. And that's just how life is. Sometimes we don't see all the parts. So sometimes we don't agree with one another. But sometimes it's nice to let people be different and try to see their point of view and know it's okay for them to have their point of view, okay? And here is another picture that my son drew. Okay, he did some shading. This is the one without the shading. And it's an elephant. One of the things you can do is research facts about elephants. Elephants can be found in India, Africa. Why don't you research the different types of elephants and find some things that, and look at an elephant and say, how are we like elephants? How are we different? How are we different mammals? Okay, so that's a story I told you from a book. It's a classic. It's called, I've had this book for a while. You see how tainted it is up here. The Blind Men and the Elephant.